Hello, everybody. Welcome to my weird, wonderful world. And uh, pretty much most of you guys will know by now that the great, legendary frontman for Black Sabbath and his own solo career, who has endeared to so many people, including me. If not in people's top 10, it should be at least in the top 5, if not the number one best frontman for any band in the world. Talking about Black Sabbath, Ozzy's legacy is deep and and mighty and powerful, and he has influenced so many, and he will be remembered. If I guarantee there's nowhere on this planet you can go where somebody won't know who you're talking about if you talk about Ozzy Osbourne. Even if they don't like their music, they guaranteed they'll know who he is. And so I'm going to be honoring Ozzy in my own way, and I'll tell you all about it as I go along. I am going to go through a little bit of my collection of Ozzy, everything I own of Ozzy, and then um, yeah, a little bit here and there. Yeah, I'll go along, and I'm again, never do I want to. I never rehearse any of my videos and that. I just like to do it on the cuff. Now, I just recently got these in within the last few months. Okay, like a couple, at least 4, 5, 6 months ago, maybe I had said that I didn't have any Black Sabbath. Did you believe that? I'm, I'm. Oh, and over like in all this time, loving music and everything, I didn't have any Black Sabbath, so I had to fix that. Desperately needed to fix that, so I ended up buying the Black Sabbath albums. The first one I did buy, of course, was Black Sabbath, Black Sabbath for sure, because and I'm glad that they're all in this format. Beautiful, beautiful. They look so beautiful next to each other, and yeah. But of course, the first things I ever heard of Ozzy was from his solo stuff, which we'll get to that when we get there. This CD was a beautiful and very appreciated gift from Larry Graves. And I cherish it, and I again always grateful. I'm always grateful. I'm going to say thank you to Larry for so much. Like there's so many things I have to say thank you to Larry Graves for, because he's been such a great friend, and he did his own honoring of Black Sabbath yesterday and today. So I definitely urge you to go and check out his videos for sure. But yeah, so so good. You know, this wowed me so much. I love Sweet Leaf. I love Children of the Grave. I actually love this whole album. It was such a great listen. There was not a bad note. The whole thing was so, especially the first time I really paid attention and listened to it in the headphones that night. Yeah, it knocked me off my it knocked me off my feet, literally. and and also this, people people love this too, and peop different people will have their different favorite. Some people might say this is their favorite. Some people might say Sabotage is their favorite. Some people might say that Master of Reality is their favorite. I don't know yet, really. I can't again really say for sure. It keeps changing around on me, but I'm so happy to have all the first 8 Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath stuff. The only other Ozzy Black Sabbath I'm missing, it of course, is the last one they did, 13. So I will be getting that. I Like now that I have all the Beatles and I'm this close to getting all the rest of the AC/DCs, I am going to now focus my full attention on completing all my Ozzy stuff for sure, and then the rest of the Black Sabbath stuff after. But I need all the Ozzy stuff that I can get first. You know, especially to to honor Ozzy. So I'll be looking into that in the next few months for sure of getting all the Aussies. I see patient number nine and and another one there I need. I'll get to that in a moment. But Sabotage is so good too. I enjoy everything. I mean, I've gone through my favorite songs and my least favorite songs of Sabbath, so you guys can check that out with Ozzy, that is. And again, underrated people, you know, because if you're comparing it to the other Sabbath albums, yeah, it's not going to be the same, right? But if you take it for what it is and what they were trying to do in that time, this is a spectacular album. And there's again, I don't see any really bad note in there. No, I don't really. I mean, it's all right. It's a different type of song. It's not Ozzy, but hey, I don't mind it. I'll still take it. But yeah, it's still a great Ozzy album. All again, Ozzy can't do any wrong. If an album is a little different and weird, it's not Ozzy's fault. You know, Ozzy is always 10 out of 10, regardless of what he's doing. It may be some of the other instrumentations and that people may not like about this album, but you cannot blame and fault Ozzy for any dip in quality. You know, especially on this. Ozzy, even in even every album, he's in top form. He's in top form. So yeah, if any gripe with any of these albums that people consider a lesser album in Black Sabbath, you know, like with Ozzy, it's not Ozzy. It's not Ozzy. He's never at fault. No, he's such a legend. He's such a legend. He elevates everything. So the first couple of albums here, I'll show you. You know, this is what I first heard from Ozzy was "Bark at the Moon," the video for "Bark at the Moon," and then "So Tired." And I thought when I first saw Ozzy in those two videos, because of the costume use that he was using, I thought that was always going to be Ozzy's stick, that he was going to be a costume guy, you know, and and but no, he didn't stick to that, so I was happy about that. But after discovering that, I went back and heard those. And remember, when I first started hearing Ozzy, this was before The Ultimate Sin came out. There was just that, and of course these two, and then eventually, or you know, of course, with Diary of a Madman and Blizzard of Oz. But Bark of the Moon was the beginning. Went back, heard those, and then discovered that, Speak of the Devil again, which I stated before in a previous video that this is all Black Sabbath stuff. This is like an unofficial live Black Sabbath, but without the rest of the Black Sabbath team, you know, just because there's no Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, or Bill Ward, doesn't mean that it's not as top notch as the rest of the. This is still Ozzy. Ozzy at his top notch, you know, at his best. All Ozzy's vocals is 100%. You know, you cannot fault Ozzy for any dip in quality. You know, that's how legendary he is, and that's how I always felt about Ozzy. And then, of course, you know, the Ultimate Sin came out, and I still really love the Ultimate Sin. You know, but this weekend for sure, maybe tonight, because well, I don't even have it in the player. I mean, I don't even have it in here because it's in the player. I want to play that later, so that is going to be, if not tonight, tomorrow, at one point tomorrow for sure. But this is an awesome tribute of Ozzy and Randy. Now they're doing that in heaven, you know, or where, you know, wherever you believe they are, you know, they are. You know, I don't know if I believe in that exactly, but I know Ozzy now is at peace. You know, he's probably partying with Lemmy and and Randy Rhodes and so many other. So, you know, while I'm talking about while I bring up Lemmy, okay, one of my favorite things of Ozzy. Okay, some of my favorite memories of Ozzy is that interview on Lemmy's on the second disc of Lemmy's documentary, just the one they did not long after Lemmy passed away, where Ozzy is talking about the having a really long weekend bender. There were like 8 days of just debauchery and drugs and stuff and everything, and 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 Lemmy is still still going, still not like, and of course Ozzy at this point he's wiped out. Lemmy has just pretty much outdid outdid Ozzy, like put Ozzy under the table, and and Ozzy asks Lemmy, he's like how do you keep going? How do you do it? And Lemmy goes, well, I just sort of coast. And Ozzy's reaction to that is like, coast, coast. What do you mean, coast? That cracks me up. That cracks me up. That's probably one of the funniest thing I ever heard Ozzy say. So yeah, that's one of my favorite things about Ozzy. I love that. I need to get that Lemmy documentary. Especially with the second disc in it, because it's just cool stuff. But yeah, that is I love this. This is such a this is two of the best members. Like, this is the best of Randy Rhoads, and let's say it is the best live stuff of Ozzy. I say personally, I love this. It's one of the it's in my probably top five of it's probably in my top five favorite live albums of all time, or definitely in my top 10 for sure. And then, of course, not to forget No Rest for the Wicked, which is awesome. I love Miracle Man. I love Crazy Babies. You know, Tattoo Dancer's cool. Demon Alcohol's cool. And Breaking All the Rules is cool. Then there's No More Tears, which I love. I love Mama, I'm Coming Home. No More Tears is awesome. Hellraiser's great. You know, such good stuff. Need to play this again. I have a Just Say Ozzy. It's another cool live thing of Ozzy. I don't play this too often, but I should give it a whirl there very soon. I do have Osmosis, right? But then after that, I mean, that's all the first 6 albums, 7 albums. But then I'm missing a couple. Then I'm you know then I'm missing Down to Earth, Undercover, Black Rain, Scream. I have Ordinary Man, which is good, and I need Patient Number Nine, which Scream and Patient Number Nine are pretty easy to come by, so I will be getting those for sure soonish than later. The other three I never see. I never see Black Rain or Undercover or Down to Earth, but I will be picking those up the moment I do. Like I said, I'm going to be dedicating the rest of my um my CD collecting for Ozzy. But yeah, I need to listen to again. I haven't listened to this as much as the rest of them so far, but I do need to listen to that again, and that'll be probably next. Yeah, that's what's going to be next. Once I'm done with the tribute album, once I play that, I'll be playing that. But that's not going to be tonight. No, no, no. Tonight, I have something even more special I want to do to honor Ozzy. What better way of not? I don't want to just listen to Ozzy. I want to watch Ozzy because, like I said, he's one of the greatest frontmen that ever was. So, so I am going to be playing this. This is my memoirs of a madman. My 2 DVD set that has all the music, all the great music videos. Starting with the first video I ever seen of him, Barking the Moon, They're So Tired, The Ultimate Sins, Lightning Strikes, Crazy Train, Miracle Man, Crazy Babies, Breaking All the Rules, No More Tears, Mama, I'm Coming Home, Mr. Tinker Train, Time After Time, Road to Nowhere, I Don't Want to Change the World, Live, Changes, Perry Mason, I just want you. See you on the other side. Back on Earth. Gets me through. Dreamer in my life. I don't want to stop. Let me hear you scream. Life won't wait and let it die. The last song, Let It Die. I'm not watching the bonus stuff. I just want to watch the videos, but I definitely cannot like it's not going to be done until I at least I don't know if I'm going to play all the interview stuff, but I definitely gotta like even before I put the first disc of the videos on, I'll be playing the this first part here with the performances of with yeah, it's a Rochester, New York of 1981. This is the very few stuff that you can find with Randy Rhoads, where you actually see Randy Rhoads, and he plays I Don't Know, Suicide Solution, Mr. Crowley, and Crazy Train, and that stuff I do want to watch, yeah, and then I'll take that out. Yeah, just the Randy Rhoads stuff. I may watch the rest of the interview stuff later on, but yeah, the Randy Rhoads stuff first. Then I'll put the first disc in and just watch the videos. I don't need to watch the bonus stuff. But that's what I am doing tonight to honor Ozzy. This is a beautiful little box set. You know, I'll show you the booklet very quickly. It had come with oh no, well, it's a good side up. So yeah, always you gotta be careful with that. There we go. Yeah, I want to make sure it's a little loose on that. That's why it folds in. But yeah, I just kind of want to show you that in the middle pocket, right behind the booklet, right. I had this was this was in the back. You know, when you open up the packaging, this was kind of in the back like that. So I took it off. It just basically tells you what's again another thing that tells you all what's in there. So you have it in three different spots of what's in the DVD set. So I just tuck it back there. I'll quickly go through the book here to show you DVD one, the music videos, and then a cool thing of Ozzy there. Another cool little silhouette. It shows you the bonus stuff here. And a nice disc, DVD disc two. Did I skip a page? No. Nope. Oh, wait. Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay, let's start from the beginning. There was that. Then there's that. The page I skipped was what you see in the thumbnail. That's really cool stuff of Odyssey. It's all from the videos. I love it. I love it. And then yeah, then there's that. Then there's that. It's all really cool. Yeah, yeah. So that is my plans tonight. I am honoring, Ozzy in my own way. Now, before I let you go. Again, I don't like making too long of a video, but for this type of video, especially honoring Ozzy, if it goes a tiny bit longer, I don't care. Before I let you go, I just kind of want to talk about, I, yeah, I'll leave that video probably down here at the end of this video where I talked about my meeting with Jake E. Lee, okay, up in Montreal in 2006 or 2007, somewhere around there. I There was this guy that was calling himself Jake E. Lee. Well, he said his real name was Carlos Gambino. He was staying at the Salvation Army Booth Center men's shelter at the time, and I was there too at that time. And for about a week I was hanging around with this guy that was saying that he was now I can confirm, I've looked into it even closer and more in that and there is no way this guy was impersonating Jakey Lee. This guy was not Jakey Lee. I am 100% sure now. But at that time, during it happened, because I hadn't seen any pictures of Jakey Lee at the time, I did not really know what he looked like. And I remember how he looked like, from the past. And people do change their looks, right? But I have, been looking at like new stuff of Jakey Lee here and there, and it's like, no way, that was not the same guy. Absolutely not the same guy at all. It was just some guy saying that he was Jakey Lee, and so it was not Jakey Jakey Lee. So, and even before when I was telling those stories about about Jakey Lee, you know, I still always had my doubts because yeah, it's just a story about how somebody was impersonating Jakey Lee, and for a while I was saying, I think I met Jakey Lee. No, I did not meet Jakey Lee. All right, I am done with this awesome tribute to one of the greatest frontmen ever. So honor Ozzy in your own way. Definitely, I'm going to be doing this definitely this weekend for sure. Like the whole weekend will be dedicated to Ozzy Osbourne, and I'll be trying to play as much of his stuff as I can in the next 3-4 days. But definitely gonna start with Memoirs of a Madman. So Ozzy, wherever you are, rest in peace. Give a big hug to Lemmy and Randy and all those other great performers that you meet up there or wherever you may be. And I love you, Ozzy. Have have a great afterlife. Peace, everybody. And so, yeah, I'm just going to close now. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do because I will love you forever. Greatly appreciate it. Don't be afraid to hit the like button, especially if you love Ozzy and you love this tribute to Ozzy. And yeah, leave me comments. Tell me, yeah, leave me comments if you want. You don't really need to because we know you're going to honor Ozzy. You can let me know how you want to honor Ozzy in your own way and how you feel about it and everything and what you may have or don't have of Ozzy. But that's pretty much everything I got. I will get more, like I said. And okay, I am done. Everybody, please be safe. Take care. I will see you on the flip side. And please, everybody, have a great day, evening, morning, night, or afternoon, wherever you may be. Peace and rest in peace, the legendary Ozzy Osbourne. Bye.